YouTube, back with another video. I actually wanted to do this video due to a conversation that I actually had with my mom about sage. So my mom ended up asking me about it when I was on the phone with her, because I have been saging for a while now, and she was just wondering, like, you know, is it something that could go against God? So I thought this would actually be a great opportunity for everybody to learn a little bit more about this, especially if you're already on this channel and you don't know about it, or if you're thinking about getting into it and you're just not sure which way to go. Because I know that when I first got into this, things were, when I looked it up and I Googled it, I couldn't really understand. I had to meditate on it and everything, and I just don't want people to be afraid of it, and I want this to be something that actually helps people. So first off, if you're here, chances are you probably already know what saging, cleansing, or smudging your house is. But if you don't, here's the thing. So what is saging, smudging, and all of this? What is this? So what is sage? So first off, we know sage is a seasoning in our cabinet. That's the first thing. That was the only way that I was familiar with it when I was a kid. But when I got more into it, I found that there was different species of sage. So usually you would sage your house not with the one that's in the cabinet, but you would get a smudge stick, which I am actually out of because of how much I use it. Usually you would get California white sage, and this would help to cleanse your house. Now, mind you, because I know a lot of people may be here because they're a little bit confused about this, especially if they're coming from a religious standpoint. The Bible does say that he put everything on the earth for our use. So at first, of course, when I was younger, I always thought it was for our consumption to eat, you know. But the thing is that plants itself have a lot of different things that you can do with them, whether it's medicinally, whether you're making tea out of it, anything like that. So that's the first thing. Now, although that's one thing, because I know at the same time people may be like, okay, and that doesn't mean that we're supposed to burn it. So when I got into it, I actually researched this, going according to my culture, because I'm actually part Native American, and I wanted to know more about it. And I come to find out Native Americans actually smudge themselves to cleanse of negative energy off themselves, out of their home, or what have you. So this is how I first got into it and what I first researched. Now, the reason that I think that it has such a bad rep, and probably one of the reasons you're here, is actually when you look this up online, a lot of blogs or anything that you research, it usually pertains to like the Wiccan community, so to speak, or pagan, what's like so-called pagan community. And when this comes to it, that's where it gets a little weird sometimes when you're looking at the way that they write it. So a lot of times they usually tell you it's a certain type of prayer that you have to do this. That is not necessarily the case. I usually just pray to God myself whenever I sage the house. Understand that your intentions are everything, you know. Of course, if you're taking sage and you're trying to summon something, then that's totally different. I do know another thing that'll come up if you start researching sage. Sometimes you'll get to people that are trying to do spell work and things of that nature, but understand this: the sage has nothing to do with the spell itself, but it's to cleanse the workspace that you're working in when they're conducting a spell. But in this case, if you're here, you're not trying to conduct a spell, you're actually just trying to cleanse your home. So also, let me go back to this having to do with the Bible. I have prayed over my house in the past, and the only thing that we ever really used to do it was holy oil. Now, I just need you to understand something. Holy oil is blessed oil. So you're taking this oil, you're praying over it. It's something that originally was not that. It was not its intention in the first place. The intention with the olive oil was probably to cook with it. But then you prayed over it and it becomes blessed oil, just like holy water. You put your intention in it, you pray over it, and it becomes blessed water. And one thing that I always thought was kind of conflicting was, I was like, okay, true enough, we're not enough oil in order to bless the house or anything. However, it is taking an item and blessing your house with it. That's olive oil. You get what I'm saying? That's still a product of an olive. That's still a part of vegetation of the earth that God gave us. You get what I'm saying? Now, we're going to get a little bit deeper into this and say, why would you want to sage? Because some people may have ran across it within their spiritual journey, and they're wondering, is this something that you should do? And I just want to tell you, absolutely, this is something that you would want to do. This is something that can greatly benefit you. So usually for me with saging, of course it didn't start this way, but this is what it turned into for me as a routine whenever I moved. So understand this. I know some of you may be familiar with energy. So understand that everything around us is energy. So this is why you're able to feel when a person doesn't like you. You can feel that they're angry. You can feel that they're sad. You can pick up on it. And the reason being is because of their energy. Usually in church, they try to say it's discernment or things of this nature. I'm not saying anything against that. But the thing is that we're all made of energy. So when it comes down to talking about everything as a whole being energy, even certain things that you can do in a household or others have done in a household can be absorbed by the house. So the reason I do this before I move in is because I don't know who lived here before me. I don't know what they were doing here before me. This person could have been doing drugs. They could have been beating their wife. They could have had a bunch of arguments here. They could have just been an all-around horrible person, bringing in a lot of bad vibes, a lot of bad spirits. I don't know what they brought in. So usually before you move into a house, you want to sage the house because you want to get rid of whatever bad is in there. So usually what I do, I just pray to God, pray to Creator, and ask Him to take out any negative energy or anything unlike Him in the household. Mind you, there is a certain way to do it to a certain extent. I'm not trying to tell you to do anything wild, but you are supposed to open your windows when you do this because you want to release whatever bad is in that house. You want it to get out. If you leave the doors closed, you're just, as a meme said on Facebook, they're just running around in circles. I don't know if that's true, but you're not supposed to leave the windows closed when you do it. You're actually supposed to do that when you have the windows open. So usually you start at the back of the house on the top floor. So in this case, I only have a one flat here. So I usually start in my kids' room that's at the back of the house. And understand that you want to go through every part of the house. So don't just sit there and sage in the middle of the room and then say, good, the whole house good. No. You want to start at that back of the house. You want to hit up the closet with this sage. You want to hit up your room, your closet, the bathroom. You want to do all of these rooms because you want everywhere to be a clear space. You want it to be peaceful in your home. So usually I start in the back of the house, come forward, make sure you open the front door, and you're always supposed to end at the front door. So you start at the back room, go all the way through. Usually I start at the back room praying, and I go all through our rooms, go to the front door, come downstairs, go to that back room, sage throughout that whole area of the house. Then I come back up and I end at the front door in the prayer at the front door. And things that you will actually notice, you will notice how much more peaceful it is in your home. You will notice that it looks brighter. Like, and don't take my word for it, man. You try this out. I promise to God, you will see a difference. It'll be a lot more peaceful. It'll actually help you sleep better. It's actually scientifically proven that it's good to actually sage your home after you've went through an illness because it actually kills the bacteria in the air. So understand, because when it comes down to a lot of this, people get afraid. But originally, I believe that this was stuff that a lot of us were already doing, right? And what ended up happening is that there were people that did not understand it. And then when the people didn't understand it, people are afraid of what they don't know, so then they deem it witchcraft. So a lot of times that's what ended up happening, and then people stopped doing it, church-wise anyway. But if it's the case that your intentions are pure, they're good, you're not trying to do anything bad, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. All you're doing, I mean, it's just the same thing as almost an incense, you know? An incense is just lit to actually make your house smell good. Although I have found that that actually helps to lift the negative energy out and take it out too. But you have to understand that as much as, if you're coming from the church, as much as people try to say that our God is amazing, and which He is, you have to understand that the Bible also says that He works in mysterious ways. And for many years, I thought that that just meant, oh, we go pray to Him and He may show miracles before my eyes. But things don't work the way that you really assume, you know. And this is what I've actually learned through this journey myself when it came to getting into a lot of stuff. So also, if you guys want to, if you want me to, if you think it would be a good idea for me to actually show exactly how I sage my home, I could probably work on that. Leave a comment down below to let me know if you would like to see that, because I would love to help you guys out with that, because it is something that definitely has helped my life completely. I want to thank all the new subscribers. I am very grateful that you're here and that I'm helping you, and I'm thankful for the comments and the views that I've been getting. So if you're not already subscribed, please click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And I will see you guys later. Bye.